Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. God, you look so tan.
I know.
How's it feel
I got
to
tan.
know that you have melanoma?
I've been going to the gym. Been
Ish.
doing
You've been
things.
tanning, Maven?
Yeah, I went tanning a couple times. Look at my skin.
Dude,
I look like a
I can't see your skin.
borderline
Like,
golden boy Maven.
Golden Retriever. Why
Spent some time in Mexico.
Did you get
You are the
Drinking
golden
tequila.
nugget.
You know what's hysterical?
Wearing
I just looked at the graphic.
Venezuela's.
Why are you so close to me?
I love it. You keep me warm. No, actually, it's terrible that I've been close to you because my elbow is what's messed up, and you've like elbowed it 3 times, and I'm just trying not to scream
How
as
close
we're on
does
camera.
he sit to you in the studio?
Dude, like.
Well, my hand needs to be able to reach under the table.
I have like enough space to like kind of spread out, and Maven's just like, hey.
It's like that scene in Wedding Crashers. All right. So,
Having said that, I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I have no idea which team is which because iPad's dead, and then Mr. X, that's going to be your job to figure it out. But we're going to take a look at Curse Team 1, which is the graphic I put together, which Enable, Tipsy, Mochilla, last but certainly not least, Burns Off. Got to say, right off the break, love the fact that Burns Off's back on this team. The fact that Parasite kicked him off this, basically, or the course organization did, was such a disservice to what Burns Off basically became, in my opinion.
yeah. I love this team. Okay. I think like from a personality standpoint and like these dudes really enjoying each other and getting along. Like look at like Tipsy, Burns, and Enable just seem like the most. They're all so positive, like just gonna reinforce each other. Like, great job, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Mochilla can be, but like he also seems to, at least on Twitter. Okay, in person at UGC, I thought Mochilla was great. Like he was pretty chill dude. But on Twitter, he can just be kind of, I don't know, talk down to people to degree, be a little whiny. I think they could mesh really, really well.
So you're saying
Mochilla's bit of it makes me a little nervous.
Online.
A little. He's kind of like an e-girl.
You see what I did there?
When it comes to some of his tweets. But I don't know. Like, don't you see this team having like good chemistry? I do. I really
X,
do.
you wanted to talk, go for it.
I like this team. Actually, I like it a lot. I mean, I think Mochilla's really talented. I think Tipsy and Burns has been getting a lot better. I think Tipsy, I mean, he was one of the players from UGC. We were all kind of like, Tipsy can play, you know?
Yeah.
I think Ian brings a whole different side to this team where he can be like a leader, like a mentor type. Like, he's been there and done it, you know what I mean?
Well, he's been on the scene.
And I think he can, I mean, especially living with these guys, I think he can add just a ton, just their mental side that can, I mean, they can make them more consistent and just more comfortable playing with each other. I think this team's going to do very well.
My favorite thing about Enable is that he tweeted a picture of him holding an LNG trophy back from the Halo days, and he said, I'm going to bring one of these to the Curse organization, which I loved.
Yeah.
I loved, because you have all this shadiness going on, and here you have this young, well, not young, you have this little Halo player trying to make the switch over, and, you know, back then, Enable made one of the most notorious sketches of all time in Halo history, which people called Shady Halo Kids. There was a whole team named after this move. 7 days before the event, him and Flamesword sketch on status quo, and then they would go out and win the event. So that's something that would happen in CoD. Now he has completely revamped who he is as a person. I think this
he's
team,
basically been a COD kid for a while.
He's been a COD kid for a while. This whole team is going to be good. I really think so.
Yeah.
And on the best part of it, they live with another team, which is Curse B team, which is Miyagi, Attach, Mud Dog, and Croster. Yeah. And these two teams, which a lot of people need to pay attention to, is since they're in the exact same team house, you're talking about lands on the reg. You're saying, okay, we just got shit on hard on this stupid online scrim. You guys want to play LAN? And they're going to say,
okay.
Oh, no. I got to check my schedule. Like, I got to free some things up.
That makes me nervous with the whole, like, it's going to be awesome to one degree, but also, like, you know, you saw it maybe not benefit SB to land one team a ton. And then when back I remember StarCraft days, you guys had like 5 guys living in a house and they like only play each other. If they want to practice like Toss versus Zerg or practice a certain thing, they'd have that guy run certain things out.
Don't you speak PC?
But it's still...
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he just said.
No, I'm just saying...
Like, don't you come in here...
You get comfortable playing against
a
certain type of style, and it can backfire. And then when you're playing on LAN all the time, and all of a sudden you have to hop online for an event, it's like...
Well, how did it work at the UGC LAN?
I mean, it worked...
it worked well, great for complexity.
It was like a weekend. Yeah. I just, with it every day...
Well, it's not going to obviously be every day.
Yeah,
They're
I know.
Really, really, really bored of COD.
Yeah.
But at least now the Curse family feud thing that they always try to throw around, which, whatever, I think it'll eventually catch on, especially with this. The videos will be better. The matches will be more intense because it's on land.
Another thing is I think Curse should stay committed to these guys too. They can't after season 2 they can't just go out and just kick all of them off and bring some new people.
Yeah, unless Haggy gets dropped, in which case, by the way.
That's why once contracts come, I think players and organizations will feel so much better when they know they at least have like a
security,
a set time. Like it's almost like if you, let's say you got a new job, and it's like a outside sales job, and they're like, listen, you have 3 to 6 months to hit this certain quota. It's not like, you have a bad month, your first month, you're gone. Which right now, it just seems like, from the org's point of view, if the players have a bad event, they might just bounce. And from the players' point of view, they might get dropped if they have one bad event.
Yeah.
So until that gets fixed, I mean, we're still gonna have a lot to talk about on our shows.
Yeah, no, which is great.
Yeah,
it's helping out my YouTube exponentially. I appreciate everyone. X, who's the better team here between Curse 1 and 2, or Curse Black and Orange? What is this, dude? Oh my God, it's like a spider.
There's a spider.
Oh wow.
Is it really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, God, don't ever scare me like that. I hate spiders, man.
I have to oh my God, there's a spider. I'm not even there.
Matt jumps up on his chair. He just pulls a broom from somewhere.
All right, continue. I really don't know what it is. It's like a flesh-eating virus.
Between the two, I would probably... They're really closely matched.
Yeah.
I would probably say if I had to pick one of the two, I'd say Mochilla's team would probably beat them. It would be a close series, but I think this is there's not really an A or a B team. These guys are both pretty similar.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because Mochilla's super sick. I don't know why I said that, but Mochilla's super talented at Search and Destroy, and then you have Miyagi, who's just a god at Search and Destroy. He's one of the best players, hands down, no questions asked in Search and Destroy. And then it's finally time to see if Attach is Mr. Online or if he can bring it on land.
Yeah,
that's going to be the big thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he was really high in the KD for season.
He was number 1, I think.
He was really close. I think J-Cap finished number 1 above him.
Oh, what a perfect transition!
Dude,
I was just getting ready to say.
That was a tweet from Krim. What was the tweet to Krim to J-Cap? He's like, honestly, when you look at the stats, you're actually the biggest warrior in the game. And that's, I'm guessing, coming from that right there.
Yeah.
And we can talk about FaZe Red now.
Yeah! FaZe Red, which this team made probably one of the most minor changes, actually probably period, out of all of them. And that was a simple transition here. They took out Proofy and they now added in Theory. Theory left TK. He was a part of TK since last year at UMG. I think Atlanta is when TK kind of... Was it Atlanta? I don't know. It may have been a little bit before Atlanta, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it was before.
Theory's been on TK for quite some time, and now he finds himself on this team. I think FaZe Red, of all the team changes that have happened, I think they rank in my top 3 for sure.
Yeah, at the end, I do want to go through and kind of see your guys' opinion on maybe top 4 with all the changes. But this team, I like it just because it's. I mean, they did okay champs. I mean, they did pretty much kind of what I expected. But I love this because I think Theory is one of the top 5 players in the game. So how could you be upset about getting a top 5 all-around player?
You can't, but the thing that sucks is that Theory's never going to get that recognition. Not until he continues to prove himself.
No. I think this team change for me may be the best one out of everybody's. And it's the one that nobody was really talking about at all.
Which surprised me because, we all kind of agree. It's just...
we've all kind of just thrown it away, but...
Yeah. We all also agree on 4 subs, and everyone keeps telling me.
And we like to talk about drama. We're girls, and there's just not a lot of drama with this, so that's probably what it is.
I think this team's change, it helps a classic out the most out of everybody. He can go back to playing his role, which kind of is taken by Proof.
That's true.
Well, we saw a couple games where we talked about him and Replays both had some huge games where they were just rolling people with just running around with subs out and putting up 30-plus dom games. And that's if they can continue to do that, then Theory is clearly a better fit than Proof. If
for sure.
Can run around and slay.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I just don't see why this team doesn't have potential to be like a top 4 squad. But after all the changes, I just don't know.
I think FaZe Red 100% is guaranteed locked in for the top 4 for me. Just no questions asked. I can't wait to watch this team play domination, right? Like, everyone's going to be like, oh, well, Search, FaZe Red, or FaZe traditionally was good at. They're just very slow. We saw them run like 4 ARs on Warhawk, Search and Destroy, which casting it was very fun. And, we'll see what happens with it.
Rat poison.
Yeah, but I mean, I think with Theory, they increase a lot. And I think the main thing is just their respawns. And respawns are 3/5 of the game types, man. Search and Destroys wins you tournaments, but you know what? Winning 3 respawns every series, it'll get you pretty
These guys have teamwork. I think the one thing that, we've kind of been saying is that teams should really stay together if they want to get to... you look at Complexity. Aches and T been playing with each other for 3 years. Crim's been apart now for a year and a half. Karma's been for like 6-7 months.
They just make the teamwork look so easy, dude. Like, it looks like, we keep talking about how teams need to be able to shoot with them, and that's true. But that sometimes is just because when you watch them play, it almost just looks like they're just rolling around out shooting everyone.
Yeah.
But the guys are just
so
smart.
They don't have to talk. They know where they should be. Yeah. It's just a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Well, they don't need to talk.
They're a well-oiled machine.
Don't say things like that, Matt, because you know what someone's taking home from that? Oh, well, as long as we play together, we don't have to communicate. You still have to communicate.
Let's get that mute dude on our team.
Hey, this guy doesn't have vocal cords.
Cap, Classic, and Replays are probably the other 3 players who have been playing with each other the longest, right?
Yeah.
They've been together since
other players have
right after Columbus.
Yeah, right after Columbus.
Not recently in order.
So as a trio, recently these 3 have been together the longest. And to plug in a guy like Theory, who's an all-around player, it's really easy.
I think you could throw Theory on like any team, and it's
he can play any role.
Yeah.
Theory's very, very good, to say the very least. So we are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Team Caliber getting Neslo and our top 4 picks. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Welcome back, Savages.
Threw a little Spanish at you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final segment right here. First, we're going to talk about Team Caliber. We saved them for the last because I think they definitely have one of the more interesting stories here.
Yeah, and we touched base kind of on how we felt about Apathy last week, but we'll kind of, I guess we can give our opinions on that and also the kind of hilarious twist of fates.
Yeah, exactly. So as you're taking a look here, Neslo has returned to Team Caliber.
To the TK bosom.
Yeah. He, I think he definitely missed TK very, very much. He took that being dropped a little bit harder than most people take getting dropped from a team traditionally. But, Team Caliber, it's a big family. Everyone knows all those guys. They're all very, very nice. So I understand it. And they still hold on to Apathy. So we'll start off. Do we like Neslo back? And I'm going to kick it off. I think, for me, Neslo being back on this team is what TK wants this season, right? They know he's loyal. They know he's not going to sketch. And they know he's individually talented. So that's what TK wants. They didn't want a superstar. They didn't want anyone crazy. They wanted someone who's going to work. Was it their ideal situation? No, or else they would have picked him up earlier. Everyone's got to, obviously has to know that. But did they make out okay? I think so.
Oh, Neslo's a beast, man. I think most people's concern are from kind of a just emotional side with some stuff as far as in game and just getting along with teammates. Not that he's like a jerk or anything, but we saw at the UGC land there. He can rub people the wrong way. That's just the way it is. So I don't know. I mean, this is definitely a fantastic player.
It was a safe pick for TK. In the situation that they were dealt. I think this was their, I wouldn't say only option, but I definitely think it was the one that their whole organization, Jimmy and everybody probably felt the most comfortable making. But I do still like the fact that they were able to hold on to Apathy. I think Apathy is one of the most underrated players in the game.
Apathy's...
I thought that he was the reason they won the qualifier.
When people start referring to you as, Mr. Clutch, Probably doing something right. You know, that's what Kobe was before he was like the superstar, Mr. Clutch. So
so was
calling you that.
So was Steve Blake for the Maryland Terps. It's the only basketball player I knew off the top of my head who kind of sucks.
Steve Kerr in the final seconds.
He's the Iceman. No Top Gun though.
What, that Maryland team was like Steve Blake,
Ron Dixon,
Chris Wilcox.
Can't forget Wilcox and Lonnie Baxter.
Yeah,
no,
Lonnie Baxter.
They won. I know.
Steve Blake is still a pro. How weird is that?
We've literally hit the end of all of Scott's basketball knowledge. Like that's
it's
peaked, and now that's the peak.
Why does Larry Bird still play over there on the Celtics? But seriously, so apathy, very good player, but he still can't make Niagara. Now with this whole board of stuff,
I didn't even follow. Who is the fill-in going to be?
Who the hell is it going to be?
Yeah,
That's what I want us to decide here.
I was wondering if I think it would be announced by now.
One person that comes to mind, I think Niagara, obviously you're going to have Rise. Wait. Is Niagara top 12 only?
It's open to everybody.
So it's a complete open bracket, or is it like the 16 and then the
16 and then
and then it filters into the 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so wherever Rise fits. So Rise might be going through the open bracket, which would be holy hell. In fact, if anyone has the seeding for Niagara, please tweet me that. I would love to know it. So Rise is going to be there. All these teams are going to be there. Who the hell can they grab?
I have an idea.
Myself, Mr. X, 42-time Rainbow Six champion.
I think they should grab Snipe Down for Niagara.
I would love to see Snipe Down or Snakebite or like Ace or one of those Halo guys that's been putting in the time get a shot. That'd be sweet.
I think Snakebite would be
I think Snakebite or Snipe Down. I mean, they've both been grinding. I don't know if that'll happen.
Snakebite wouldn't be a bad fit. He fits the mentality too. So does Snipe Down. They're not bad fits, but everyone watching this is like, oh, these freaking Halo.
Talk about their Halo players.
They're only doing this, but you know what? They made regionals.
What's a Snot Down?
Who else is there?
No, that's why what you said is kind of realistic.
Give me a better idea, and I'll tell you it's a better idea.
A better idea than Snipe Down or Snakebite.
I'm sure there's a ton of like top amateur players, and I'm not as familiar with a lot of those guys as I should.
Oh, you could grab Saint. Vex Saint. He got dropped. You could grab Saint.
Oh yeah, he did get dropped.
Okay. He got dropped. You could grab Saint for Niagara, but Saint, he's like a mini Clayster, right?
Give another Halo guy a chance. Yeah. Neslo, you might be watching. If not, maybe Helios filter this over like via Whisper.
Well, see, here's the thing. If I'm TK, whoever I'm bringing to Niagara as a fill-in, I'm drafting in the MLG Season 2 draft. Because I think you need to play a ton of games with that guy before Niagara, and that's an easy way to do it.
That's a good point. That's a very, very good point. I like that.
God,
I like that decision.
Way to go, Matt.
He's a young Brad Pitt, pre-Fight Club.
Yeah.
So, whatever movie that was.
I don't think he's ever going to hit those abs. He's never going to hit that.
No. You see him?
I was totally
if he was going to pull up his shirt, I was going to say, well,
there would have been just moist panties.
Somebody in the chat said they should pick up Moho for the event.
Yeah,
I thought Moho was basically kind of done.
I think he's done.
Wait, is Nex playing? Yeah, he's gonna be playing Niagara. No,
I gotta think.
I don't know if he's on a team yet.
Nex wouldn't be bad.
Nex wouldn't be a terrible choice.
Well,
either.
I'll tell you what.
Is there for Rambo?
We could go on
forever.
I'll tell you what. Before we get into our top 4 here, which is everyone's gonna have a bunch of overlap here.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, Neslo, I will say one thing. All right, you told Maven and I that there was a 0% chance that any Halo player could make it into the top teams within 6 months of COD. Formal did it. Now Enable's done it in about that time as well. So you might as well try to give Snakebite a chance. At least run games with them.
And publicly on Twitter, just admit that I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, what else would you like him to do for you?
Yeah, that's it. Oh,
and a sandwich.
There is one person they could restore from the dead.
Who?
Gucci.
Is Gucci? I thought Gucci might be done playing.
Gucci's the curveball. Gucci is the curveball for it,
and he has. That's a hell of a curveball, considering UGC with Gucci and Neslo at each other's throats about to engage in fisticuffs.
I think you get a better.
Put him up.
I think you got a better chance at like Fizzerp or...
Oh, Fizz. God, I'm stupid. Yeah, that's probably going to be the one.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than most of the stuff we said. There's so many players that like I have trouble wrapping my head around all of them. When we're put on the spot here, I'm like...
Yeah, we don't prep anything.
No.
Yeah, no.
This is all off the cuff.
Yeah.
Fizzer makes a ton of sense.
That does.
All right, let's go. Top 4. I'm kicking it off. Number 1 team change.
Wait, so no, I thought...
I'm not going to do it in order. I'm just saying like that comes to my mind.
I thought we were doing like our... Okay, I thought we were doing like our top 4 now as we see it. You want to do top 4 changes?
Oh, I was going to say...
Top.
Do we want to do top 4 as...
We can do top 4 changes too.
Are we doing Niagara or are we doing Anaheim? Because Xbox One, it's a big difference.
I think we just do it generally.
Okay. Generally, so we're doing all teams?
What do you think, Matt? Do you want to do top 4 as teams stand now? Or
It just gives us a cop-out because we all get to say complexity.
Fine.
All right, so complexity.
I want to do top 4 teams.
Yeah, we don't even need to like...
Yeah.
Okay. Complexity. Phase Red. Optic. And then last but not least... Who do I say, guys? Do I say Envy or do I say Phase Black? Who do I say? I'm buying myself time. I can't figure it out. I think I have to go. I'm going to go Phase Black. I'm going to say that's my top 4.
Mine's different. I'm going to go very similar. I'm going. I almost said Optic first. Not laughing. Optic fans, I'm sorry.
He hates you!
Complexity. Optic A Squad.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Phase Red. Envy.
You are going Envy. See, I'm not putting that much faith in Parasite, but go ahead, Matt. Let's hear it.
I add Complexity, Optic, Phase, and both Phase teams. I still think Phase Black is going to be really good.
So you two are pretty much the same, and so we're with similar opinions. So I'm
think,
guessing we'll all be drastically wrong.
Yeah. So Optic Nation, obviously, how will they do at Niagara with an open bracket and them doing it? I think.
Well, they will. They'll be in the pro bracket. They will be. Points.
It will be
by pro points.
I think Optic Nation will definitely stand a shot at the top 4, but I don't. I don't know.
Oh no, they certainly
have
can.
no.
I didn't put them in there because I can't begin to guess. I mean,
I can't either. I think the other team. I'll tell you right now, my sleeper. I have 2 sleeper teams, and it's going to sound weird that they're sleeper teams, but not. At,
you mean like kind of your dark horse for the top teams,
but not at Niagara for me. Yeah. I'm going strictly business. I firmly believe Methods and John are just going to crush. I think this team, when you look at this team's like the future of CoD. Like if CoD lives on for like 10 years down the road, like Methods and John and Spacely, these guys take over. And then you give them Stainville, like this team looks very, very good. That's a dark horse. And my other team's TK. I think they're a dark horse at this point. No one on Reddit should be possibly predicting them anywhere near the top 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, potentially, I could see either just coming out of nowhere and getting a top 2-3 finish. Yeah. But if you're going just by recent events and how teams have played, I mean,
I'll make a prediction too, since you're just making like dark horse predictions. I'm not going to make just a dark horse prediction, but I will say the finals of Niagara will be Complexity against Phase Black.
Of Niagara, that would be. I mean, I would be so happy. I would probably have tears
finals
in
of
my
Niagara will be Phase Black against Complexity.
I would just be running back and forth between Formal and Eggs, just like giving them hugs.
Because
I wouldn't be able to commentate. I'd just
for
be
some
sprinting.
reason.
Well, it's the finals. We don't get those.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, those 3.
Have fun, Benson. Have fun, Golden Boy.
Those 3 between.
Love you, Alex. You're the best. Benson, you suck.
You guys are just ridiculous. Dito, Saints, and Censor. They may not like each other, but they have something there.
Yep.
And I think Matt brings something that Apathy is extremely good, like we've been saying.
Yeah.
Matt's a different type of player where he's more in your face, faster.
Yeah.
And those series are back and forth, man, with those 2 teams. So I think that's your final for Niagara.
It's going to be tough. I think Phase Black has a lot of ground they have to cover up before that.
They've got a couple weeks of just grinding, man. So.
They got not a couple.
I mean,
weeks.
it's
2
not,
weeks.
Well,
it's not
a couple
really
would
as
refer
much.
to
When you're just putting 1 extra guy in, and you have a solid 3. It's not much work.
No, I agree. I think they need more. Well, they need less work now. I think now that Proof's gone.
Yeah.
Instead they have Dito. I think there's just going to be more natural chemistry in playing. They just need to not kill each other, over Skype.
Outside of the game, yeah.
So do we think, is it safe to say and it's been really since COD Ghost. This has always been kind of like an underlying theme. Do we think that Niagara or the following event proves if Proofy's a kill horse since he's on Optic now?
What do you mean?
Everyone's kind of saying, and I can kind of understand where they're coming from, but everyone's kind of saying like FaZe didn't work out because Proofy just kills things. He doesn't really do anything else, right? And I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying I can understand it, but is it safe to say that if Optic gets, not worse, but if Optic doesn't place inside the top 4 and the top 6 or the top 8, they basically finish right in the top 8.
Well, where is
Proofy just a kill whore?
Where is your bar for Optic though? Because
I have him in the top. I have him in the top 4.
We picked them. I picked them.
Like I picked them in the top 4 for champs. Like I still think they're a top 4 team.
I think Nature takes the brunt of the blame no matter.
Looking at their placings before champs, they weren't any good. So are you just gonna basically judge the bar at champs or judge the bar over the last 10 events?
I'm judging the bar from champs because you know why?
Okay.
And here's one of the main reasons why. And it sounds like such a cop-out bitch answer, but I got to do it anyways. 3 of them at least have been together for more than a week, man.
Yeah.
It's got a lot more going for it than the rest of our.
They have a lot more
teams.
And you know what? As much shit as people give Nadeshot, his team listens to his what he calls, right? Like if he's like, guys, I think we throw smokes and we go. They listen to him, man. And that's exactly what you're talking about.
Don't throw that smoke, you won't be getting a YouTube or MLG check tonight.
Daddy's getting that. But seriously, like Nadeshot played well at champs. As long as he can continue to play at that same caliber, he doesn't need to play any more than that. That is it.
Oh, yeah.
That bar right there, that's perfect right at eye level for Nadeshot.
He's accepted the fact he's like going to be this OB. He's a bright guy.
Oh, here's the thing with Optic that just hit me. Bose was the one who was initially grabbing bomb. I think there's a better chance this coffee cup shatters right now with me looking at it than Proofy grabbing bomb
I thought you were saying
every single time.
Nate doing it. I was like, I could see Nate grabbing bomb if he needs to, but he likes to pull out the sniper sometimes.
Exactly. Proofy will not run bomb. No way.
Clay, Proofy, and Stump, none of them are grabbing bomb.
Something interesting. Somebody
Nate
put in the chat.
grab the bomb.
I saw it before on Twitter. Who do you think number 2 in pro points is right now?
Oh, I know exactly who it is. It should be Optic Nation.
Yeah, Optic Nation's number 2.
Because it was Justice. Yeah. I do my research, Matthew.
You're good. Maybe
feel that? Oh, you can't see it. I'm rubbing my nipples.
Maybe
I actually knew it was Optic Nation. Do I seem convincing?
Formal has 2 million pro points according to Maven.
I'm moving to Atlanta. Back to LA. I was trying to be as convincing as Parasite. Didn't work.
I think I will also say, as my closing statement of this show, and we'll all get a closing statement here. Yeah. I will say my closing statement, I have high expectations for both Curse teams, and I expect Enable's team to make a top 8 at Niagara.
My closing statement, Machilla, I don't actually think you're an e-girl.
I think mine was basically that FaZe Black. I still think is going to be probably the second best team.
All right.
You're the worst. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, we love you.
But we don't love you. Not one of these days we'll get it, guys. I swear.
He's got one job.
One thing.
He was going to show his abs on the fly, but he can't remember one thing. Okay.
Pretty sure we're still live because our production team is...
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen.
Having tea.
Farewell, Matthew sucks.